Today we are going to crochet this cute four-leaf clover keychain together. If you remember in my last live, I had shown this to you and I had told you that we might do this, make this live. So let's do this. So to make this, what we are going to need, the materials which we are going to need is, of course, our green yarn, and I'm using 4 millimeter hook for this. And then if you need a stitch marker, you can use it if you can't locate the stitches, but I'm good with it, so I won't be needing a stitch marker. Then a key ring, of course. Then we'll be needing a needle, a darning needle or a tapestry needle. And then we're going to use a thread cutter. So let's start with the tutorial or the live. We're going to make this keychain live. And I've already made one panel because we have made this by joining two panels together. If you see, so when we join two panels, so it gives that stiffness and a fuller look. So we're going to do this one right now. So I've already made one panel, as you can see here. And I've left a smaller tail, but the other panel which we are going to make, we are going to leave a longer tail for the sewing purpose. We'll be sewing with the same thread. So let's start making. Just give me a minute. Okay, so we are ready. So let's keep this aside. So we are going to start with a magic ring. So if you don't know how to make a magic ring, so magic ring is nothing but a loose slip knot. So I don't go to make it the traditional way. So all I do is I just hold the yarn and twist it with the hook, bring the loop up, yarn over and pull through. And then I just leave the loop, hold it like this and twist it. And now I can just chain one to lock the magic ring. So here we have two loops and the right side we have single loop. And now since we have already made chain one, we are going to make 8 single crochets in this. So the people who have joined just now, I'm making a 4-leaf clover keychain, this pretty 4-leaf clover keychain. So let's make this. So I've made a magic ring and I've made a chain one, and now I'm going to make 8 single crochets into this. So let's make 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if you are fairly new to crochet and you don't know how to locate your first stitch, so then you can, when you make your first single crochet, you can just mark it. Um, Maria Bear Miguel. Hello, welcome to my life. Okay, so I've made my 8 single crochets. So now what we can do is we can just pull the tail to close the circle. So you can just hold your work here and close your circle by pulling the tail like this. Asim George Nelson. Hello, how are you? And we've closed a circle here. Now we can just close the round by making a slip stitch on top of our first stitch. So if you don't know how to locate your first stitch, since we have made 8 single crochets, we can just count backwards. So we never count the loop on a hook as a first stitch. This is the working loop. So after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 is a little bit hidden over here. So you can just open this up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you're not able to do that, you can just use a tapestry needle and just, push it up like this. And now you can make your slip stitch and close this round like this. And we are done. And now we are going to chain. Let me see, because I'm making this after a long time. Yeah. So we are going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one, before making the fifth chain, we are just going to hold the root of our working yarn here because we are going to work in the back bumps. So let's make a fifth chain. So we have a looser back bump. Otherwise, what happens when we directly make it, that this back bump is very tight, so we are not able to insert our hook in that. So this way, now this is a loose one, so the work gets easier for us. So now we can just insert. Now we are working in the back bumps. So we are going to insert into these back bumps. So the chains are here. We are working in the opposite direction or the back side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one we are going to insert in the same stitch where we have made this. That is the first stitch, and yeah. So we'll just start doing that. So I'm working the back bump. So I'm just gonna use Tunisian method. So we're just going to pull up loops. So insert your hook into the first back bump. Or like this, and pull up a loop. Then go for the next back bump and pull up a loop. So 2 are done. This is the third one. So walking into back bumps is one of my least favorite thing in crochet because it's a bit tough. 3. This is the fourth one. 4, and this is the fifth one. And sixth one goes into the same stitch from where we've started our work. That is the first stitch. So sixth one. So we have a total of 7 loops over here. The 6 loops which you made and our working loop. So now we are just going to yarn over and pull through 2. So yarn over, pull through 2, again yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, again, then again. And for the last one, as I told you before, we're just going to hold the root of our uh, working yarn and then make our last one like this. And now again we are going to pull up 6. So the chains are over here of the Tunisian work, and these are the back bumps, if you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then seventh one we are going to make in the next stitch. I don't know why this ants are here. Okay. So insert your hook into the first back bump, pull up a loop, go to the second one, pull up a loop, third, pull up a loop, fourth, fifth, and sixth one is in the next stitch, which is this one. So insert your hook and pull the sixth one up. So we have 7 loops on the hook, and now we can just pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sixth one we are going to hold the root of our working yarn, and 6. Now what we are going to do is uh, we are going to make this down section. As you can see, petal is going down over here, so we are going to slip stitch twice. Frederick, hello, how are you? Okay, so we are going to slip stitch in the first 2 back bumps. So 1, and the second one 2. And now we are going to pull up a loop 3 times. We have 3 back bumps here. So let's insert a hook into the back bump, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, and then the next one, pull up a loop. So we have 4 loops here. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now since we made 2 slip stitches here, we are going to make 2 chains over here. So 1, and the second chain we are going to hold our working yarn here and make a second chain. And now we are going to do the same thing which we did here, that is pull up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The sixth one goes into the same stitch which we used for the second row. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Am I doing it right? Okay. 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one goes into the same stitch. So 6. So we have 6 loops plus our working yarn, that is 7 loops. So yarn over once, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one we are holding it here, and 6. Any crocheters out there on my live stream? One, I would love to know that. So again we are doing the second round as we did here. 2 rows we did, of pulling up 6 loops. Then we made a smaller one, and now again we have made one row, and then we are going to make the next row. Where are you guys from? I would love to know that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one goes into the same place. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then again we are pulling through 2 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we are going to give the shape over here as it is here. So we are skipping the first back bump, and into the second back bump we are going to make a slip stitch and then slip stitch into all of the rest of the back bumps. So we are skipping the first one and into the second one, make a slip stitch like this. So that gives the curve which is here. Now we have how many? So we have made a first slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So 2, 3, actually 4 and 5, because 1 we have done here, and go into the same stitch and make your 6th slip stitch. So we have ended our petal over here. So if you're wondering what this is, I'm using the yarn from this. I had made it for some student, so I'm using the yarn from this one. Okay, so our first petal is ready of our 4-leaf clover. And now we are going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So this is our next stitch. So into that you can just insert your hook and make your slip stitch, and we are ready to make the next petal or leaf. You can say leaf. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one we are going to hold this section of the root of your working yarn and make a bigger back bump. And now again we are going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are going to pull up 6 loops. So insert your hook into the first back bump, pull up a loop, second one, so this is the trickiest part for me and maybe for everyone, working into the back bumps. 2, 3, 4, 5, and sixth one goes into the same stitch where we made the slip stitch. So 6. Okay, so we have 7 loops on a hook. So yarn over, pull through 2 once, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, the sixth one will just hold the yarn over here and then pull through. So we have a loop here. So we have made one row. We are going to make the second row. The same thing we are going to do. That is pull through all the 5 back bumps plus the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th. So 1 we've already done. What is that? Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the stitch where we started. So insert into that and make your sixth one. So we have 7 loops. So same thing, we are pulling through 2 6 times. And for the sixth one, we are just holding it here and pulling it out. So our 2 rows are done, and now we are going to make this dip, which is there in the leaf. So for that, we are going to slip stitch into the first 2 back bumps. So insert your hook into the back bump, make a slip stitch, then go for the next one and make a slip stitch. And now we have 1, 2, and 3. So 3 back bumps we have. So we are going to pull up a loop into those 3, 2, and 3. And now we can just pull through once, 2, and 3. And now we are going to chain 2. Here we made 2 slip stitches, so here we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Okay, so just hold it here and make your second chain. And again we are going to do the same thing, pull through, pull up a loop in all the 5 back bumps and this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the next one 6. So we have 7 loops on our hook, and now pull through 2 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and before the sixth one we're just going to hold the root over here and 6. And we have our back bump here. Again we are going to make one more round. As you can see, there are 2 rounds in each petal, 2 rounds, a dip, then 2 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one goes into this stitch, the next stitch in which we made our previous row. So into that one, 6. And now you can just yarn over and pull through 2 6 times. 3, 4, 5, and before your sixth, oh, actually it's not needed. We can directly go to the sixth one because we are going to close the petal, sorry, leaf over here. Just give me a minute. There's a problem over here. Let me check what's wrong over here. Okay, so I'll just cut the yarn here and join it again. Okay, so before we begin our work, just gonna join the yarn. So we use a magic knot for this. Okay, we're ready. So we are going to skip our first back bump and into the from the second back bump we are going to make we're going to pull up loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one goes into the same stitch. This. So fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 2. Oh, what am I doing? I'm so sorry. I got a bit distracted. We're supposed to do slip stitches. Okay. So our first slip stitch is done. So we're going to make slip stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and sixth one goes into the same stitch. 6. So our 2 petals are done. Now we are going to slip stitch into the next stitch and start a next part of the leaf. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Before your fifth one, you're just going to hold the root of your working yarn and make a bigger back bump. Now insert your hook into that back bump and pull up a loop. Go for the next back bump, pull up your second loop, next back bump, third loop, next back bump, fourth loop, next the last back bump of the first chain which we made, fifth one, and the sixth one goes into the same stitch, which is this one from where we started our work. So we have 7 loops on our hook. So yarn over, pull through 2. So if you want to ask anything related to the pattern, you can go ahead and do so. You can type it in the comment section. So yarn over 2 6 times. So 2 we have done, 3, 4, 5, and before your sixth one, just hold the this root of your working yarn and 6. Now we are going to repeat the same thing again. I think so in the first petal I directly went into the next stitch. I should have made it here, so that's a correction which I'm showing. The first petal you can do the same thing what I'm doing here. So we have pulled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one goes into the same stitch, 6. So we have 7 loops over here. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. 6 times we are doing this, and before the last one, hold this and pull through. Okay, so we have this back bump ready. So now we are going to do 2 slip stitches into this one and this one, 2 back bumps. So insert your hook and slip stitch, insert your hook into the next back bump and slip stitch. So we have made this dip over here. And now 1, 2, 3. 3 back bumps, we are going to pull up loops. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 4 loops on our hook. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So 3 times we have pulled up a loop. Okay. So since we made two slip stitches over here, for the next rise after the dip, we are going to chain two. Here we made two slip stitches, here we are making two chains. So one, and for the second chain, we are just going to hold it here and make a second chain. So we have a back bump over here, and now the same thing which we did here, we're going to do here. Pull up a loop 6 times in the back bumps. So one, oops, two, three, four, five, and sixth one goes into the next stitch. Remember? So next stitch we are pulling up a loop for the sixth time. So we have 7 loops over here, 6 pull-ups and one working loop. So yarn over, pull through two, 7 times. What? No, 6 times, sorry. So one, two, three, four, five, and before your sixth one, hold it here and 6. And the same thing we are going to repeat again. We are going to pull up a loop 6 times and end up in the same stitch where we started. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, go into the next back bump, pull up a loop, next one, next, next, and the fifth one is here, and this is the last one. So we have 1, 2, 3. What? How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, something's wrong. We need to go back. Okay, yeah, I got it. So this was the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have our 7 loops. So yarn over, pull through two. Once, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. So we have made our 2 rows here and 2 rows here, and this is the dip. And now we are going to skip the first back bump, which is this, and into the second back bump, make your slip stitch like this, and make slip stitch into 1, 2, 3. Okay, one we have made here. So 2, 3, 4, and fifth. So 2, 3, 4, and fifth one we are going into the stitch. This one where we made a petal like this. So our 3 petals or leaf are ready, and now we are going to make the fourth one. So make a slip stitch into the next stitch like this, and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold this here and make your fifth one. Now we are working in the back bumps again. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, go into the next back bump, next one, next one. So we have pulled up 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fifth one, 5, and sixth one goes into the same stitch where we did the slip stitch and started working. 6. Now we have 7 loops, 3, 3, 7. So yarn over, pull through once, twice, thrice like this. We are going to pull through 6 times. And before the last sixth one, hold the working yarn here and make a sixth one. So we have a bigger back bump to insert our this one hook. So again, we are going to do the same thing. Pull up 6 times. Pull up a loop 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one goes into the same stitch 6. So 7 loops on a hook. So pull through 2 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and before your sixth one, hold it here and 6. Okay. Now we are going to make this dip over here, this dip. So for that, we are going to slip stitch into the first 2 back bumps. So 1 slip stitch, and this is the next slip stitch. And now insert your hook into the next back bump, pull up a loop, next back bump, pull up a loop, and the last back bump, pull up a loop. Okay, we are not going to insert here. So we have 4 loops. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And now chain 2. So this is the first one. And before your second one, hold the loop here and second chain. And now we are going to repeat the same thing which we did for these two. Pull up a loop 6 times. So insert your hook into the back bump, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, the next one, pull up a loop, next. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, and the sixth one goes into the next stitch 6. So we have 6 loops plus our working loops, so total 7. Now yarn over, pull through 2. So this is the second one, 3, 4, 5, and before your sixth one, hold here and 6. So we have our back bump here. So again, make the same, repeat the same pattern. Pull up a loop 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one goes into this, the stitch where we started the work. So pull through 2 6 times, and sixth one we can directly do as we are closing the leaf over here. So we are skipping the first back bump into the second back bump, slip stitch like this. And now one we have done, 2 3 4, and fifth one goes into the stitch. So we are making slip stitches. So 1 we've already made, 2, 3, 4, and fifth one goes into this same stitch from where this work has come. And this is the last stitch. And our second panel is done. I have already made one panel over here. So this is the second one. So I'm just gonna chain one, just tighten this and chain one. And now for this, I've kept a smaller tail, but for this one, I'm gonna keep a bigger tail because we need to sew this both. So I'm just gonna one, two, three, four, and five. I think so. This much will be enough. Let's see. So we'll just cut a little extra so that we don't fall short of yarn. And now I can just, I've made a one chain, so I'll just pull this uh, yarn out of that like this. And you can just close this circle by pulling up this tail, this beginning tail like this. And you can just, you know, weave it in so that it doesn't get loose. So I'm using my tapestry needle or the darning needle. So just go through. So this has come from here, so we can go to the opposite direction. So just insert your needle into some stitches like this. Go to the next petal or the leaf. What do we call it? A petal or a leaf? Since it's a leaf, well, I'll call it a leaf. And this much will be enough. So what we are going to do it, we are going to make it extra secure. So we are going to leave the first loop over here, and from the second, I'm going to go backwards like this through some stitches like this. So now it's almost like it's locked. So if you want, you can cut this or leave it because it's going to be inside, but still, I'll just cut it. Okay. And we can just tighten this one from the first panel and weave it in. So I'll just pass it through a few stitches over here. And then we can just leave the first loop, the very first loop, and from the second loop, just pass it through the loops again backwards like this and cut it off. So now we are going to sew them together. I guess I'll just weave this into. So let's go through the stitches once more. This is the first panel. Okay. Then we're going to leave the first loop and go backwards. And you don't need to pull, just this much is sufficient. And just cut it off. Now we're going to join these. So we are going to keep the right side. So this is the right side, if you could see. And you can just to like differentiate. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. So both the right sides are going to be out and the wrong sides are going to face each other. So let's see. So we'll start from one point here. So we can just, match these like this. Okay. So this stitch and this stitch. So we have two. So what we are going to do is, as you can see, we have these chains over here. So this is the front loop and these are the back loops. So we are going to join the back loops. So like if these are the chains, So we are going to join these two together. We are going to sew these two together. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Since we've already here, but we need to come into the center. This is the center stitch, as you can see here. So insert your hook here, bring it inside. And now we are going insert inside this one. So just go into this one like this. And now we can just keep them together like this. And what we are going to do is this was the one. So now we are going to join these two. So back loop and back loop. The ones, the stitches, the loops facing each other. Now the next one. So this is the back loop of this stitch, and this is the back loop of this stitch. Now here we have done. So this is the next one. So take the back loop of this one and the back loop of this one. It's going to be a bit okay. So back loop of this one. Now again back loop of the next chain and back loop of next chain over here. So this is the way we are going to sew this. Go for the next one. Now here we have done, so this is the back loop, and here this is the back loop. So here we have done, so this is the next one, and this is the next one. And here you can see this one is the next, and this one is the next. Now here we have done, so this is the next, and this is the next. Wait. Okay, this one is the next. Now we are into the center, that is the dip. So here is that chain, and here is that chain. So I'm using the back loops. So this is the next one. This is the next one. So this is the next one. Next. So like this, we are just going through also. Here you can see this one I have used. You can see the yarn over here. So this and this is the next one. The back loops. Like this. Now this and this. Oops. As you approach nearer to the next petal, just align them together. So these are the middle ones for or the dividing ones. So here we are. So this and this is the back loop of both panels. And this one is the last. And now the center ones. So you can see this one and this one. So we are towards this side. So insert your hook into this stitch and then this one, both the back loops. Okay, done. Now we've sewed one. So I'm just gonna sew them together for the next one. So this is the next petal. So would you enjoy the live streams like this, where I make everything live, or you need a tutorial? Let me know because I'm not getting time to make tutorials because it needs, there has to be, silence and without any background noises. Then we need time for editing and stuff. So it's a bit difficult. So this is the next one, and this is the next one. And now the middle section, the dip. So these two. Now go for the next side of the dip. So I'm just going to speed this process up a bit. So let me know if you enjoy, making things live with you guys together, or you want a tutorial. Just keep aligning them so that you don't, the things don't get out of proportion. And now we've come to that middle, dividing stitch. So this is the back loop of that stitch, and this is the back loop of the next panel. Now we are ready for the next one. So this and this. So I'm sorry if that's not that clear because we are working into tight spaces. So visibility, I don't know, will not be that much for you guys. So we are working into the back loops of both the panels. So for the people who didn't see it properly, so we are joining the back loops. So align the middle stitches, the dip stitches. Yes. So this is the next one. And this is the last one of this petal, the center section. And now this last petal remaining. So we're just going to join them quickly. And as I've come to the last petal or the leaf, the fourth leaf, I'm going to join my keychain or key ring over here, this section. Now I've come to the dip of the petal. That's the next one. Next one. And here at this point, the next one, I'm going to insert my keychain. So I'm just going to put chain through it and go for the next one like this. And into the same stitch, I'm going to go back and forth 3-4 times to make it strong. So go through that chain and again insert into those back loops. And once more, we are going to do that. Go through that chain and insert into that back loop. So our chain is fixed over here, and now I'm going to finish this. So these, let me see. Okay, so this one and this one. To this one. Only few chains are left. We are almost done. The last one. So here, I'm just gonna do the same thing which I did. Just use the back loops, or even you can just go through, doesn't matter. And we are done sewing this one. And now we can just, insert into the same stitch and just make a loop and just tie it once. And now you can just insert it inside. From the inside, you can just it into the loops like this. Then again, go inside and just pass it through like this. And you can just cut it off. So if you want, you can leave it as it is, or if you want a stem like this, I'll show you what to do. So to make that stem, we're going to chain 8. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we are going to, let me see what we are going to do is chain 8. So 4 half double crochet, 3 single crochet. The pattern is saying. So let's see. Let's work into the back bumps. So I'll just open this one and sorry if I was out of frame. So I have the back bump over here. So 4 half double crochets. I'm just going to hold this. So this is 1 half double crochet. This is the second one. 3, 4. So after 4 half double crochets, in the next 3, we are going to make single crochets. So we are working the back bumps over here. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And to the last one, also you can just make a slip stitch. What? Why did I do this? Just so I got so used to making loops. So sorry, single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and this is the last one. So we'll just make a slip stitch. And now we're just going to join it over here. So we'll just make a 1 chain and leave it a little longer tail and just pull through. And now so here I have attached the keychain. So here I'm going to join it. Okay, this area. So you can just insert your needle into the middle section like this and just bring it into the center. Now we're just going to go into this one, first into the petal, then into the stem, and then again into the petal like this. Try to position it in the center, then again into the next stitch. Just insert into the petal, then into the stem, and then into the petal like this. and pass through. So this is attached over here. So if you want, you can just go back and, or should we go here? Okay. So this is the last one. We're joining, attaching into, sorry, this petal, the stem, and this petal. And you can just, you know, make a knot if you wish to make it stronger, like this. Don't pull it, just you can just push it like this while pulling slide. And now you can just, weave it inside or leave it inside. Doesn't matter. So we're just going through stitches inside the clover. Done. Now you can just cut it. And my dear friends, whole leaf clover is ready. Let me quickly hide this one too. Inside, like this. So here it is, guys. Our beautiful four-leaf clover keychain is ready. So if you want, you can add a keychain or you can just make a loop and hang it in your, bags or like wherever you want to hang it. You can hang it. It's a cute gift option also. So see, this one I didn't attach a ring. This I made from some scrap yarn. So there are two colors. One is this and one is this. So this, I don't know why it's looking like, because this is so bright, so this is looking like it's burnt or something, but this is a beautiful color. So if you want, you can attach a ring, or if you can want, you can just leave it like that or join a loop. So it's beautiful in any form. So I hope you liked uh, me making this live. And if you've liked it and if this was helpful for you, so do consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. And let me know in the comment section how you found this. So until our next video or live, bye bye.